Now that they're back on their feet, we expect an extraordinary commitment from them to help rebuild our economy.
The president told the bankers they have an obligation to increase lending to small businesses so they can create jobs, and to homeowners to help get the housing market out of the doldrums. The bankers said the president was firm but positive.
The whole meeting was very productive. It really was. We're in this together.
They said there was none of the angry populist rhetoric the president showed just last night on CBS's 60 Minutes.
I did not run for office to be helping out a bunch of fat cat bankers on Wall Street.
I would characterize it as a very candid, business-like conversation.
Was there any resentment about his comments on 60 Minutes, calling bankers fat cats and saying they don't get it?
Not that I heard.
He didn't call us any names, and it was productive.
Bank of America promised to increase lending to small and medium-sized businesses by $5 billion next year, but other than that, the promises were vague.
We promised to take a look at all small business loan denials and give them a second look.
The president threw down the gauntlet on legislation now before Congress to tighten regulation of banks.
If they wish to fight common sense consumer protections, that's a fight I'm more than willing to have.
The bankers responded with their strongest endorsement yet.
That's not a surprise. We believe that the regulatory reform that is generally proposed, makes total sense, because we don't want another meltdown. We don't want to go through this again.
But they said they also continue to oppose the centerpiece of that legislation, a new agency to protect consumers from banks. The heads of three major banks, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley, didn't even show up for the meeting and listened in by phone. Their commercial flight from New York was delayed by fog.
So will a meeting like this really make a difference, or is it just all talk? Well, remember, last March, many of these same bankers came here to the White House and said the same thing, that they would do everything in their power to increase lending. Since then, lending by the big banks has decreased steadily. Katie?
Chip Reid at the White House. Chip, thank you.